Howdy, y'all. Sorry my hair is a mess. I just got back from taking my dog out in the rain. He hates it just as much as I do, which makes him take twice as long to do everything. What's going on? This is Jordan from Poison Noises. Doing just kind of a fun one today. This is something that I kind of even pondered whether or not I was going to do it on this channel. Please excuse me while I gently tousle my hair so it looks elegantly disheveled. I, to no one who knows me, surprise, am a really big movie buff. I probably spend just as much money on music equipment as I do on home theater stuff. Which is too much money in both cases. But that being said, I wanted to talk about what I consider to be some of the greatest music movies of all time. And I kind of got some help on this. I put out a big Facebook post to, just my personal friends to try and figure out what, I think the actual post was, what are must-see movies for any musician? I believe that's what it was. And there was a lot of stuff put in there, and I realized that I was going to do a top 5, but I can't really just break it up into the top 5 greatest music movies of all times because there's a lot of different categories. So this is probably going to be a couple of videos. I don't want this to be some 30-minute long thing. This is just supposed to be fun. That being said, I want to pretty much just jump right into it and get it going. So I got my my weird pedal shirt of the day. Anyone remember this one? It was probably our best-selling shirt we ever had. It was done by a good friend of ours named Martin Dunn, who is a pretty incredible graphic artist. I mean, he does a lot of really, really cool comics and stuff. Definitely go check him out. And big pedal enthusiast. That's kind of what the meld was there. Also a really big Nirvana fan, which is big for me. So, yeah, without going any deeper into it, the category I want to hit today, let me pull up my list. I have 5 different categories. Like I said, I'm only going to cover one of them today. But let's do an important one here to get it started. Let's do musician biopics, because that's been just hot lately. Hot in theaters. There's a new biopic about every musician you could possibly think of, and some I couldn't think of, like that Monkey Man movie. I don't even remember that guy's name, which I feel bad for because I know they put a lot of money into that movie. I know he's enormous across the pond, but yeah, I didn't see that one. Maybe I should just go see it. I like watching movies. That's kind of the point of this whole thing. You can probably see by the much wider view you have of my space, which pretty soon is going to get out of hand because it's just going to get... you're going to see how messy I actually am. Over on this side over here is my record collection. If music or video exists in some form that people consider to be the highest quality or the purest form or whatever, I own it. That's pretty much how it goes. So I own a ton of 4K. I own way more records than anything else. But they're pretty much the only way that I ingest any kind of media now. So, I want to talk about them because as I've moved, I realize I don't have as many friends to share them with. Big sad. Connor's got a whole freaking movie night he does on Wednesdays, and it's out in Connecticut, and I can't go, and that's dumb. So I'm going to share it with you guys. You guys get to hear me ramble about why I think movies are good and why I think movies are bad. So, musician biopics. 5th place goes to the Elvis movie. I feel like not a lot of people saw this flick. I don't know why. I thought it was really good. I thought it was marketed really well. I know it wasn't super well received, but I didn't hear any bad things about it. I don't know. I really, really liked it. I thought it was good. I remember leaving the theater feeling that weird musician motivation you get, from, seeing someone else work their way from the ground up, and sometimes just hearing the music and getting that Frisian feeling. But I really liked it, and I thought Tom Hanks was awesome as the Colonel. I thought he was so good. And I would 100% recommend that movie to just about anyone. It shows the light side and the dark side of the Elvis life there, and really kind of exposes how much he was taken advantage of. Highly recommend go watch the Elvis movie. Next, in music biopics, the four place goes to Walk the Line, and that's probably the first biopic I ever saw. For a musician, at least, I saw it pretty much when it came out. I was young back then. It definitely invigorated my love for Joaquin Phoenix. I'd seen him in maybe a couple other things before then. It was actually weird because like I knew who River Phoenix was, but didn't know who Joaquin Phoenix was, and I feel like it's usually kind of the opposite now. Because like I had seen like Stand by Me and like The Last Crusade, and I was like, wow, this guy's cool. And then all of a sudden, Joaquin Phoenix started popping up in my life. I realized people just kind of knew him better. Obviously, had a more lasting career, so that's probably why. But he's really good in this movie. It does an incredible Johnny Cash. And Reese Witherspoon, also awesome in this movie. Really, really good in this movie. Highly recommend. My favorite part about this movie is actually not even as much the Johnny Cash stuff as it is the like early year tours where it's like the biggest names in rock and roll at the time. It's like Johnny Cash, Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, like pretty much like anybody who matters like whatsoever in like that part of music history is like on tour together, which is the craziest thing in the world because we see that at like festivals and stuff like that, like a bunch of bands together, but you don't see like these enormous acts like moving around the country together. That says like Warped Tour maybe, but like arguably, those weren't as big of acts back then. They were big to me. I'm going to Warped Tour this year. I can't wait. Okay, next one is kind of an obvious one. Bohemian Rhapsody. I feel like everyone and their grandma saw this movie. I don't know why this one got so popular. I mean, that's not to say it's a bad movie. It's an incredibly good movie. I just don't know why it did so much better than some of the other biopics that came out around the same time. Queen has a huge catalog of music. I'm sure that helped. Rami Malek is so good as Freddie Mercury, down to the facial expressions. He's incredible. They do a really good job of showing like that band drama thing where they're able to maintain their creativity at the same time, and it's still really engaging. I know like drama like seems like it would be something that would just normally be entertaining to people, especially in today's day and age of like horrible reality television and whatever else my wife is watching. But I think that people don't realize like how dull that can be because like when you have that much ego like in a room, speaking from personal experience, when you have like that much going around and a combination of people who are just like not into it and are into it, it's like usually kind of a silent struggle because nobody wants to admit it because it'll start the fight and might hurt the creative juices, But they do a really good job in this movie of showing it. They'll like literally be mid-fight and then like write one of the greatest songs in the world. And that's like kind of how it usually goes with the band. Maybe not greatest songs in the world, but they are when you are Queen. So, and then the whole thing climaxes with like a shot for shot of like Live Aid essentially, which is cool. Live Aid's like actually like my least favorite Queen performance, but I know it's like their most iconic. They just play like all the songs I don't like. Like We Are the Champions is a good song. Hammer to Fall, I'm not into it. Radio Gaga, I'm not into it. I don't know. You know what song's awesome by Queen? Cold Stone Crazy. That song keeps popping up in my Rolodex of tunes. Highly recommend that song. Go listen to that song if you don't know that song. I think Metallica covered it also. I don't know. Moving on. Okay. Yeah, this one, I'm going to highlight this one for myself because my wife needs to watch this movie. It is, it's called Tick, Tick, Boom. Okay. This is the number 2 spot for me. I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't into musicals. I get it. It's definitely an acquired taste. But this particular movie is a really, really good movie. It's about Jonathan Larson. If you're not like in like the know for musical theater, you probably don't know who that is. If you don't recognize Tick, Tick, Boom, there's like a 90% chance you don't know who he is. That was like one of his first big productions, which was very underrated. But more importantly, maybe not more importantly, more notably, he is the guy that made Rent. Which like for its time was like a really not first time, like still holds up, really groundbreaking production. And he like unfortunately didn't get to like see it get big. He like pretty much, it was like out for like the first 2 weeks or something, and then he died, which is terrible, to not be able to see that legacy. He apparently had some like close relationships with Sondheim also. If that name means nothing to you, theater probably means nothing to you, and that's fine. You should still go see this movie. It's Andrew Garfield, and he's so good in it. Like, he's really really good in this movie. And I know he's like a lot of people's like least favorite Spider-Man, but like truthfully, like there is so much depth to him as an actor. I will pretty much go see anything Andrew Garfield is in. Yeah, my wife is going to have to watch that movie. She likes musical theater, so maybe I can get her to bite into that one. Our whole relationship right now is me trying to get her to watch movies that she would otherwise have no interest in. So, all right. And then my number one spot, one I have made her watch before, is Rocket Man, the Elton John story. What an incredible movie that is. That movie is not only has like the fun history and the fun music, but it's like paced so well. It's like, and what I mean by that is like, there's never a dull moment in that movie. And that's a really hard thing to do with a biopic, because sometimes you need like the filler backstory exposition stuff, and you have to try to find the right way to do that, like tastefully, but also accurately. And this movie just does it really good. And I've also been like a huge Elton John fan since I was a little kid. I think he's my first, I've said this before, I think he's my first favorite musician, because I saw him on the Muppet Show when I was like 6, and like the old Muppet Show, like It's Time to Play the Music Muppet Show. And the curtains open up and he's dressed like a giant peacock, and he's playing Crocodile Rock. And I just remember being like, this guy looks like a Muppet. I love this. He belongs here with my favorite characters of all time, you know? So, but the movie itself, so good. Incredible portrayal of Elton John. The costuming, that's like the most important part of like on any kind of like Elton John biopic, right? Is like getting the costumes right. And they did so good. I guess I'll do a notable mention at the end of these two. Amadeus, I've never seen it, which feels criminal. But so many people are like, that's got to be in this list. So go watch it for yourself, form your own opinion. Let me know what you think about that movie in the comments, because I'm going to watch it too, and we can talk about it. We can talk about any of these movies. I love talking about movies, sometimes more than I like talking about pedals. This is one of those cases right now. So thanks for checking in. I'm probably going to do like 4 more of these. I'll try to space them out not too far apart so you can kind of follow along without forgetting what I'm talking about. But yeah, thank you so much. And hopefully you guys will tune in for the next one. Please like and subscribe. See you later.